Се наоѓаме во просториите на ТАВ Македонија. Разговараме со Неџат Курт, генерален директор на ТАВ Македонија. Господине Курт, ви благодарам за интервјуто. И официјално е најавено почнување со активности за модернизација на Охридскиот аеродром, што е обврска на концесионерот согласно договорот за концесија. Што предвидува проектот и која е динамиката? Кога се планира да се почне со активностите?
We are very happy that we have finally found our time and purpose to focus on the development of the current passenger terminal in Ohrid airport. And we have started right now for the development and the rehabilitation of the works and of several aspects within the passenger terminal. And we have been also in direction with the agreement with the government together. We have decided to invest 2.7 million euro in the development and rehabilitation of Ohrid airport, more specifically within the passenger terminal. So what is it that we are planning to do? To be in more specific detail, the plan is, what can we do to enhance the capacity of the passenger terminal under current conditions in order to make sure that there is enough comfort for the passengers who will be traveling to the airport. So here we are increasing the capacity inside. We will remove some offices from the inside to make it completely focused on passengers, and we will create some external building where we will have office space, we will have kitchen, we will have all of these facilities that will support our first of all our staff, and of course also government authorities who will sit as police and customs as well. And by doing this, we will be able to comfort the passengers who will travel to the airport, most importantly. And secondly as well, we will provide comfort for our employees as well, because they will have new office spaces for themselves, since they haven't had it for a very long time. And we make sure that this is really sufficient and efficiently contributed. And if we look at the outlook right now and the expectation for the traffic development in Ohrid right now, I think it's a good timing. And we have found a good opportunity. And of course, we would like to also point out that mutually agreeing with the government authorities, especially Ministry of Transport, the government itself, for their support to enabling this investment to be done in this direction. It was a very good opportunity for us.
Како ќе се одрезат планираните активности на одвивањето на сообраќајот на аеродромот?
While we are now, let me also point out that the process has already started. So we are expecting within the next 1 month period to actively start some works, because there are some administrative works obviously needed. It's not easy to just choose anything to be done. Airports are very specific, and the way things needs to be done needs to be very much emphasized and projected very well. While we start the project, the construction, reconstruction, and rehabilitation of the works, there will be no interruption in traffic. We are very rigid when it comes to doing works while airport functions. We do not stop any operation. We will just make it in segments. We make sure that nothing is interrupted, and we start one side, and then we will move to the other. It's the same like we did with the runway. When we did the runway rehabilitation project back a few years ago, the airport was not closed. We just shifted some timing. We shifted some specific timing of the arrival and departure of aircrafts, of airlines as well. So in this way, we did not close the airport, we kept it functional. It will be the same for Ohrid airport as well.
Ова модернизација е обврска од договорот за концесија. Исполнете ли се досегашните обврски од договорот за концесија и кои се следните обврски?
We can gladly say that we have fulfilled all obligations that are related to the concession agreement, and we are keeping fulfilling them, because there are a lot of obligations that are laying under the concession agreement, and we will continue doing so until the end of the concession period. Until today, we have roughly since 14 years, we have approximately invested 300 million euros in everything related to the airports, from staff costs and so on. Approximately 145 million euros we have made in capital investments, which includes the building in which we are sitting right now. It is, for us, was the most major project. And within that as well, we have invested approximately 8 million euro in the runway rehabilitation. Equipment side, we have invested a lot of new equipment for the overall capacity increase. You know, every year capacity increases. When we came, it was 600,000 passengers. Now we almost reached 3 million passengers. But while the airlines and the customers increase, we need to make sure that the capacity of the airports are in line with that increase, meaning not only hiring more staff, not only making sure that the capacity is in line with that increase, but also equipment-wise, is it in line? Are we fulfilling the necessary needs? So if you look at that overall, we have invested 10 million euro only in equipment, and we keep investing. As traffic is increasing, we are constantly reorganizing ourselves and making sure that we are reinvesting in equipment. What is missing? Now the Ministry of Transport is supporting a lot with the subsidies. There are new airlines coming in as well, and we are coordinating together which capacities needs to be enhanced in this direction. So from that perspective, I think we are doing very well, and we are only looking for the future to do even more. That is our general aim when we are looking for the future of the development of both airports in Macedonia.
Во тој контекст, кои се плановите за натамошен развој на меѓународниот аеродром Скопје со оглед на најавите за поголем број дестинации?
We can say until now, for the last period, what did we do is we have increased the check-in counters from 23 to 32 counters. We have increased 9 check-in counters by looking forward to the summer period which is coming. Let me tell you how this functions. When the season comes to an end, winter season starts, traffic goes down. This is the period when we will check what we need to do now by knowing what we expect from the next year. Traffic, HR related, equipment related, capacity related. We are looking for the future, and then we do the planning during the winter period to be ready for the next upcoming summer period. After this summer period, we will stop again. Traffic will go smoothen, and we will see, okay, what's our expectation for 2026? And we readapt ourselves again to that period. So what we did in beginning of 2024, during the end of the winter period, we have emphasized the investment of increasing of check-in counters, and we have done so by now. They are all functional already. So we have increased from 23 to 32 check-in counters overall. And there's a lot of equipment investment that we have done that is already now functional and in use. And this is a constant, repetitive involvement from us.
Што покажуваат податоците за бројот на патници и на летови на заокружувањето, да речеме така, на зимскиот ред на летање?
You know, if we look at traffic numbers right now, we are in March right now. But the statistics for the first months, especially end of January, shows that there is a 9% drop in traffic, because this is the period when the traffic is the lowest. In comparison to 2024, there is a slight drop because of some changes within the airlines as well, and some decisions and the problems with the aircrafts that they had until now. So 9% drop means 221,000 passengers by January. And by movement, meaning aircrafts, we are a 5% drop in comparison to 2024. That's roughly 1,828 aircrafts has been received during the month of January. But what we are expecting right now, the trend is increasing, and we are in 1-2 months time, we are expecting that we are going plus and the numbers will increase exponentially. And we are also looking forward for this increase because there has been a lot of new airlines introduced, a lot of new carriers, new destinations, a lot of them. So there will be a big increase by the mid of this year.
Што може да споделите со нас од летниот ред на летање што го подготвувате?
So this is a good question. It's the most exciting question, I guess. So if we look at 2025 and what we are expecting from the traffic that we have planned so far, a few days ago, Transavia started to fly from here to Amsterdam. And it's not just Amsterdam, it's to the main airport in Amsterdam. It's to Schiphol itself. This is a very, very good achievement. It was not operating since 12 years. And Transavia is a low cost of Air France KLM group. It's also important. It's a very stable, it's a very reputable airline. And flying 2 times a week from Skopje to Amsterdam is definitely a very good opportunity. Even I want to go there if I have time, but definitely you should go there too. So from that aspect, yes, the destination is very beautiful. Transavia is definitely a good choice that has been done, that has been achieved also through our marketing team, which has been in communication with Transavia for a very, very long time. So we are constantly in communication. Of course, there has been also the support of the Ministry of Transport behind this. But in generally, our marketing team does a very tremendous job by constantly keeping everything active. As a matter of fact, our marketing director is right now in the biggest tourism fair in Berlin, the ITB. Besides that, very recently, Freebird started to fly. And they are bringing right now approximately 35,000 passengers until the end of the season. So we are expecting from that very big demand because 35,000 passengers, 13 destinations. And from these 13 destinations, if I'm not wrong, only 8 are from Germany. Every passenger that comes to Macedonia from Germany, from Britain, from France, will come. Whatever they experience, they will take back with them. So if this is a positive experience, once they are back home, they will share it. If it's negative experience, they will share it. Let me look into the camera because it's important that we are all aware of this. So we need to make sure that the passengers and the guests who are coming to Macedonia are very well served, that they have a very beautiful experience. So when they go back home, they will talk about it. This 35,000 can be easily multiplied by 3, by 4. 100,000 passengers, 120,000 passengers, and so on. So we were also speaking with the government, and they were saying, yeah, this is a good opportunity. This will probably create more. So this was also a very great opportunity. Besides that, we are also expecting Wizz Air to start flying right now. Wizz Air will start flying to Barcelona, to Stuttgart, and to Lyon. Very beautiful destinations. Barcelona, we were asking for this for such a long time. Now it has come to be realized. EasyJet will also fly. EasyJet was flying to, which destination was it again? Also to France, to city in France. We have Lyon, and then besides that, we had Orly. Yes, Orly was the location. And we are also very proud to fly to these locations because Orly is also managed by our mother company, Aéroport de Paris. It's one of the airports that we are managing. And last but not least, but also very important destinations that we have added as of 27th of March this year is Turkish Airlines is starting to fly from Ohrid to Istanbul 4 times a week. Very important. I'm not saying this only it's because of an airline, it's because Ohrid and Macedonia will be marketed across all destinations of Turkish Airlines. So it's a very good opportunity. It's very good destination, especially for the people who are living in the surroundings of Ohrid. They don't need to drive to Skopje anymore to fly to any other destinations, but they can easily go from Ohrid, use Istanbul airport as a hub, and from there continue to Australia mainly, or to any other desired destinations that they're wanting to go.
За кои дестинации други се преговара да се обезбедат за патување на македонските граѓани?
I give you some insights. What we are planning right now is by next week, we, as the airport operator, we will go to the Czech Republic. We will have a meeting with the board of the airports of the Czech Republic, more mainly the director of the airports in Prague. And what is the aim here? The aim is for us to come together with some tour operators and talk about the possibilities to create one line between Skopje and Prague. And we would like to market this together with the airport authorities, with the airport director in Prague. And we will also invite them here to Macedonia as well, and to also market our locations that we have. Let it be the beautiful wine region that we have, Ohrid, Skopje. This is one of the aims. What we will also do is we will make a presentation about tourism in Macedonia, in Prague. We will make a general presentation, and it will be a very good opportunity. We have been asked by the ambassador of the Czech Republic especially to visit and to jointly go to Prague with them together. I think it's a very good initiative, and it's definitely a destination that we are still missing. We want that destination to be established as soon as possible, and I hope we will be successful. We are looking forward to it.
Веќе го заокружувате летниот ред на летање? Колкав е бројот на дестинации што ќе се понуди со него и ќе има ли нови авиокомпании?
From the aspect of new airlines and new destinations, we just, as I mentioned, we have Freebird now as a charter who has been bringing 35,000 passengers and tourists to the country just recently. This is definitely an impact because we are talking about 13 destinations. Most of them will be from Germany, and then we have from Britain, and we have from France as well. This is one of them. We have EasyJet, who will start flying from Orly. It's the first, and it's a great destination because Orly Airport is also managed by us. It's managed by our mother company, ADP. This is one of them. The new destinations that we are expecting, that everybody is excited about, is currently Barcelona. Will start new. We were expecting this for a long time, together with Stuttgart and with Lyon, which will be carried by Wizz Air. We are also looking forward to that. Transavia has just recently started to fly from Amsterdam to Skopje, and not just Amsterdam, but exactly from the main airport, Schiphol Airport, which is very important. Transavia is managed by Air France and KLM Group together. That's a very great destination, 2 times a week. It will be very beautiful. And one of the great news that we have which will start on 27th of March, is Turkish Airlines starting to fly to Ohrid for the first time. And this will be 4 times a week, and it will have a very good impact on Ohrid and the region as well. It will develop it, and it will add to the economy of the region there as well. It will push all of us to develop a little bit more, because in the end of the day, a new destination doesn't only mean just passengers coming. No, but it is opening different doors from the economical perspective. It will push us to invest more. It will push us to create better services, and to push us to create more value. This is usually what happens when we as airport operators go somewhere and then we increase the volume, the surroundings change. It adapts. It goes together. So while we are bringing in more airlines and we will bring more passengers in, and we develop the airports, the surroundings will change as well. Because this is ultimately the real importance of why airport operations or airport privatizations plays a very important role in countries.
Како ја оценувате соработката со владата од аспект на јакнање на конкурентноста на македонските аеродроми?
I can easily say that we are very eager to make sure that the development of both airports in Macedonia are going on. We are currently 7 years into the end of the concession period, but we are in very good communication with the government because the government's economical ambition for this country lies very, very high, and we are following up on that. And if we look at the regions, at neighboring countries of what's happening there in terms of airports and privatization, we are the first in the region who has been in airport privatization, who has been the airport operator, let me say. But our period is coming to an end. The neighboring countries just started, so they can invest a lot of money. They can invest, they can grow, they can do more, because they have enough timeline for a return of investment. Our return of investment timeline is coming very short. So what we are doing right now, we are working on some presentations that we will share with the government for the future development of both airports. And when I'm meaning both airports, we are talking about the complete new terminal in Ohrid. We are talking about in total enhancement of Skopje Airport in terms of size, stretched over the next 20-30 years. So this is definitely a plan that we will share. Of course, we will share it. It can be us or somebody else who may take it on, because 20-30 years is a long period of time. But it is definitely, from the strategical perspective, it is something that needs to be emphasized in this next few years. And we are very ambitious, and we are sharing a joint perspective, I can say, with the government right now, because as I said, the development of airports in the capital and in the surroundings is adding to the economical growth of a country. It is not just an airport. It is not just a tool to welcome passengers and to have a possibility, job possibilities for the people who live in the country, but also it is an economical tool to increase the surroundings of where the airports are situated. So we are adding a lot to the economy, and if the future tells us that we will need to create and increase the investments that we've done here so far, of course it will add value to it as well.
Ви благодарам за интервју.
Thank you very much. It was my pleasure.